So guys, Gamescom is here and I did a full live reaction that you can find in the live section on the channel, and I'll put the link in the description below. But I thought, hey, why not do like a quick summary on my thoughts before the Xbox event later on today? And let's kind of break it down of what I think was the top picks, what I think were my concerns, and where we're kind of looking at in general in terms of games and that sort of thing. And one thing I would say is, I think, again, this was kind of a bit of an underwhelming event, even compared to the events of Summer Game Fest, because I think there's a general reluctancy from big publishers, including like EA, Microsoft, Ubisoft, showing like their big games. I think they're saving them up for next year with the launch of the new consoles once they are announced, because we still haven't seen the new Gears. We still haven't seen Fable. I know Xbox event is coming up, but still nothing like major. Again, Sony hasn't shown any, like, other than Ghost of Yotei, which is coming out later on in the year. Nothing huge. Similar with EA, Ubisoft, everybody seems to be unusually quiet. Microsoft usually also shows like Forza and so on. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, that they have their own events, but it doesn't seem to be much of a whispering from there either. So I think they're getting ready for the new consoles. That's going to be happening next year. I am becoming more and more confident with it. But I am also a bit disappointed in terms of the pacing of the event itself, because like unusually they decided this year to have this pre-show event, and luckily I actually went live about 15 minutes before. Otherwise I would have completely missed it, which was like, why? They actually showed two really awesome games. What was it? Valor Mortis, was it? Yeah, Valor Mortis, which was kind of this French zombie kind of 1800 vibes. It looks sick, not gonna lie. Again, depending on how the final game works out, but from what they showed, looked awesome. Again, we had Axiom. We also had that awesome looking Chinese game. What was it? Swords of Legends, with the flying head. I was like, oh my god, that looks nuts. Like the flying head going everywhere with this biting on the sword and hit, like, oh my god, it looked mental. When the house comes and grabs you and eats you up, guys, check out the trailer. Looked absolutely off the hook. And that kind of lead me to the fact that, why the hell did you show that in a pre-show that a lot of people are probably missing? But then in the first 2 hours, other than the Lords of Fallen 2 announcement, which was a CGI, looks sick, but again, no gameplay. And Call of Duty, there wasn't anything major. I know they also talked about like the whole Monster Hunter Final Fantasy, but to me that kind of looked like a DLC than anything. But having said that though, guys, I am kind of excited of a possibility of more of collaboration between Capcom and Square Enix, and what that kind of could bring to the table. But meh for me. But I would say one thing: what is up with Call of Duty? What was that thing? I can't wait, hopefully, to see more in the Xbox events, but like, what? Like, it felt like a mixture of the old shooter game Fear, with this sort of time-bending survival horrors like Dead Space, and then kind of Destiny with a whole open world, like kind of an end game kind of thing that they were talking about. And yeah, like the 4-player co-op again feels like somebody's been playing a lot of Destiny. Like, what? Look, I don't get it, because I wanted something to sort of change and new ideas to come to Call of Duty, but not like this, to be honest with you. Like, we know from the past when they experimented with Call of Duty, it wasn't that great. And I gotta say, the kind of Treyarch and the people that are making it seem to want to create this particular type of game. But then Microsoft was like, no, 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 you gotta make Call of Duty. So they're like kind of shoehorning it. It's like a mishmash of ideas. Honestly, I don't know. I can't wait to see a bit more on Xbox, event itself. But for me, Battlefield is currently the go-to shooter of the year so far. But other than that, guys, I think they showed a bunch of different gameplays again of Ninja Gaiden, Ghost of Yotei. Can't wait. Guys, I don't have a PlayStation, and I will be getting one to cover reviews. And one of the reasons is Ghost of Yotei. Oh my god, the game looks sick. I'm already sold. Oh my god. And Silent Hill F, man, that just gave me the shivers, man. Just creepy as hell with the whole Japanese schoolgirl vibe. Oh my god. I can't wait to play that. And we don't have to wait for long either for either of them. I think one is like September 25th and one is like October 3rd. Can't wait. Again, Resident Evil, guys. They showed that right at the end. They don't need to show anymore. I am sold. Hands up. You got me, guys. I am super excited. Looks sick as hell. It looks kind of vibes of the old Resident Evil mixed with the new ones. So just can't wait to play it. And again, Outer Worlds as well. Sick. Awesome. I am sold on that as well. They also kind of had this epic in the kind of latter half of the show with the World of Warcraft new expansion. Sadly, obviously no gameplay, but as always, they do amazing cutscenes. They do epic moments, epic cutscenes, and they delivered it. And yeah, if you want a kind of a cinematic, epic moment, you're gonna get it. But sadly, again, there was no gameplay, but I bet a ton of people would be excited for that. Again, in terms of big announcement for me was Zonkoi. Zonkoi, yeah. Zonkoi, apologies if I'm butchering the name, but the new Black Myth, let's just call it that, was the big banging surprise at the end. And yeah, that game looks sick. And sadly, again, it was a CGI. They didn't really say any particular dates, but again, if I am a betting man, I'm thinking that's either a launch game for the new consoles or is probably going to be 2027. I will be surprised if it's early or mid 2026, but yeah, looking sick there. In terms of like other kind of picks that I liked, there was a bunch of decent games, but for me, was it Neverness to Everness? With the whole the kind of a anime vibe with the racing and just the kind of general feel that it gave me looked awesome. Although they didn't show kind of much of it, and that kind of came across a couple of other things as well that there wasn't much to see, but kind of got me excited. Again, as I said, you can see the full reaction on my live coverage and that sort of thing there. But yeah, there was some decent stuff there. There was also Chronos that's also looks pretty decent in my opinion, with the whole Dead Space feel of it, like with jumping when he was kind of going through the like platforms and so on. Looked pretty sick. But guys, for me, there's got to be 3 top picks. And they were 2 from NCSoft, which was basically Cinder City. The MMO shooter looked off the hook from what they shown anyway, guys. And the idea of this sort of MMO style shooter that's kind of maybe elevating the elements that you get from Destiny, meet NCSoft, which are masters of MMO. I cannot wait. That looks crazy good. Teaming up with mates and so on. Fantastic. And Time Takers, Oh my god, I was in stitches. You know, with the monkey throwing the friggin' grenade banana? That was unbelievable. Like the whole idea of the fact that different sort of warriors from different timelines, like, you know, the knights and so on dropping in, looks sick with the different styles. And I'm kind of curious to see how the whole time event that they were talking about is going to factor into the gameplay. But they are kind of bringing a new idea into this whole hero shooter. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And also, the, was it Project Spectrum by the guys that made Delta Force? Honestly, when I first looked at it, or, you know, when they were showing it, I was thinking, okay, what is this? But then it clicked in. I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. From what I'm gathering, the idea is that it's kind of PvP VE, as he was saying, which you're essentially delving into this sort of arena. You're playing against each other, obviously, in the multiplayer, but you got the elements of like the demons, devils, whatever you want to call them, and then you got the humans. And then you got the NPCs on either side kind of fighting each other in a way. And you can be either of those sides. And the whole idea is a mixture of PvE as well as PvP. Could be really awesome. Like, imagine like it, sort of the, you know, the multiplayer for Left 4 Dead. You know, it's been a long time, but kind of giving it a bit more horror theme than just zombies. Honestly, on the concept, on the outside, looking at it, looks crazy good. But I still, guys, I know I said it at the start. I wanted to see Persona. I wanted to see Gears. I wanted to see Fable. I wanted to see new stuff from Sony, like the huge, big hits. I wanted to see maybe new Final Fantasy from Square Enix, new stuff from Sega. Just so many things, and they just seems to be missing. And as I said, I've got an inkling feeling they're all getting saved up for the new console launches, or they're getting revamped for maybe 2027, and they're getting redone. And that's why we're getting this whole unusual reluctancy. But anyways, guys, Xbox event is coming up. I'm going to be live coverage in it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see some of those big exciting stuff Microsoft bringing it, rather than just gameplay of what we already know. So let's hope. But guys, if this video has kind of give you some good ideas, smash that like button, do subscribe, because I will be doing all these coverages, reviews and that sort of thing. I've done a review on Battlefield Beta as well as Mafia and so on. So I do kind of these coverages, so do look forward to that. But also, guys, I'm going to be covering the live event of Xbox over the next couple of days. So do look forward to that as well. And hopefully I will see you there. But in the meantime, guys, take care. And until next time, peace.